Good evening to all. So, today, as we proceed in our journey to understand the meaning behind the Rayara Ashtotra, we are learning about the shloka that was composed for stanza 13. Aparokshri Krita Sri Shaha Samupekshita Bhavajaha Apekshita Pradata Nyo Raghavendran Navidyate. This is not a tongue twister of any sort. Apannacharya, when he was walking across the bed of river Tungabhadra, was composing and singing about his guru. This was his servitude to his guru, to our guru. And if you really think about it for a minute, I've shared a link in YouTube to the meaning and the divinity of the Rayara Ashtotra. I would want all of us to listen to it. In that, it is said, Rayaru, as he was entering his Vrindavana, remember, the Vrindavana is still being just laid out as Appanna is getting across Tungabhadra. Rayaru shows his first miracle. What is his very first miracle? He is making Tungabhadra part ways to give a safe walking path to Appannacharya in the middle of floods in the Tungabhadra. This is where the bonding of the friendship between Rayaru and Appannacharya is seen, as well as the servitude of Appannacharya in laying everything that he knows into Rayaru's feet. So in this 13th stanza that he composes, Appannacharya says, there is no one like Sri Raghavendra. There is no one like Sri Raghavendra who has directly perceived the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is the Lord of Lakshmi Devi. Lot of people think worshipping Vishnu directly will make Lakshmi come immediately. No, if you do that, Lakshmi will come. But the happiness with which she will come dancing happens when you approach her and ask her to give you the permission to worship Lord Vishnu. Then Vishnu becomes extremely happy that you are asking Mata's permission in order to approach him. Aparokshikrita Srishaha, that means who directly perceived Lord Vishnu. There is nobody else like him who has directly perceived Lord Vishnu. Samupekshita Bhavajaha, in accepting the sannyasa, the life that he led with such great power and gratitude and servitude to the Supreme Lord, Rayaru discarded all the weakness of the human mind. You know, even thinking as soon as you get up in the morning, many of us are so silly in this even today. We get up, first thing we will be brushing our teeth and we will be thinking, okay, I'm looking at my phone as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm planning my day. Next, I need to put a coffee in my Keurig. Next, I need to go and sit down and look at the news. Next, I need to read. So you're planning. These are all weaknesses of the human mind. The very first thing that you should do as soon as you get up is to gargle your mouth. Yes, you should gargle your mouth and freshen up and pray. You're supposed to give your gratitude to the Panchabhutas. You're supposed to give your gratitude to the Supreme Lord. Then you start everything else. Take those 5 minutes. Rayaru says that weakness should be overcome. So he showed it. In the life he lived, he showed how he had overcome every weakness. By doing so, Apekshita Pradata Nyo Raghavendran Navidyate. Apekshita Pradata. Pradata is somebody who is a giver. Apekshita, what we legitimately desire. So for example, conversationally, imagine for a minute, we are having a discussion with some artist who has come from, why some artist? Let us say we're having a discussion with Ravi Shankar Subramanian. We're saying, hey Ravi, we want you to sing Tugera Rayara today. It is a song that actually is sung when Rayara is put to bed in the night. Can you please sing it? So that discussion is something where we are asking somebody who has the ability to sing our desire, apekshita, our desire, our heartfelt desire is to hear you sing this song. Pradata, somebody who's a giver. When Ravi Shankar says, yeah, I'll sing that song, he is giving it. Rairu is like that. If you approach him as a friend, if you approach him as a philosopher, if you approach him as a mentor, he will listen and he will bless. How will he bless? Raghavendran anya na vidyate. He will bless you like someone else who besides him cannot bless you at all. Such infinite grace, such infinite blessing, such is his ability to understand the devotees. This, as Aparna sings, Aparna cries. Aparna cries because he knows Rairu is getting into the Vrindavana and he wants to see him at least once. So he says, hey Gurudeva, you grant desires even without us asking. You are somebody who is so worrisome about devotees that you will do whatever it takes to ensure they get your blessings. Please bless us with that vision of you. So saying when Aparna comes in, Rairu's Brindavana is finished. So when he comes in, he says, Yo Bhaktya Guru Raghavendra Charana Vandanam Sparanya Patet. And then he starts crying because he's not able to compose further. He is sad because Rairu already went inside the Vrindavana. Miracle number 2. Rairu shows himself to Appanna and says, Sakshi Hayastotrahi. To everything that you have sung across, coming across the Tungabhadra Appanna, Sakshi, witness, is Lord Hayagriva. This is the beauty of our Rairu, and this is why servitude is very important. So there ends the 13th shloka's explanation. Thank you all.